Hey guys, before we get into this video, let me just say thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers, guys. This is a major moment for me right now because you have no idea how hard and difficult it was to get to this point for me, and the fact that we made it, all of us together, just shows how much you guys love me and how much I love you guys and appreciate everything you guys have done with all the support and love you've been showing me and everything I did, whether it be Sly Cooper, Sonic, Spider-Man, whatever I did, you guys followed through and wanted to watch the content, and thank you so much, and I appreciate it greatly, guys, and let's continue to grow and let's see if we can get bigger than this. Aside from that, thank you so much, and let's get back to the video. What up, my G's? Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm so happy right now. We literally just reached 1,000 subscribers, or we're very close to it, and I'm just so excited right now. You guys have no idea. So I'm ready to get into the Sly Cooper video, and I hope you guys are ready too. Today's video, Sly Cooper, we're gonna be doing the top 10 clue bottle hunts. Now, this particular video was requested a while back by, I forgot the name, but whoever it was, comment down in the comment section below and I'll pin your comment. But yeah, just this was so much, this video was such a requested topic by a lot of people, and I know a lot of people are gonna be ready to watch this one. This one was a very weird one for me, the clue bottle hunts, because again, like a few of these videos I've already did, I've never seen a topic on clue bottle searches ever, so this should be a very interesting video for me, and I guess for a lot of people that are watching right now. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready too. Top 10 Sly Cooper clue bottle hunts. Let's get to it. Number 10. Jailbreak from Sly 2. The one thing that makes Jailbreak such an interesting search for clue bottles is the fact that, one, the safe is actually inside an area, like inside the map itself, not like during a mission or in wide open space. But this particular safe is inside a building and we have to go inside, and it doesn't have anything to do with the missions or like the outside part of the map itself, which makes it a very interesting which makes it a very interesting place to look for the safe itself. And as for the clue bottles are actually in very interesting places in here. Like, you got some that are underneath the bridge, you got some that are like, hiding in the corners, some in very precise areas on rooftops, and it's just like the clue bottle searches in here, when you're searching for them, it could be a bit difficult sometimes, but the difficulty isn't like ramped up to be like impossible levels. It's just ramped up so that like it forces you to think about where you have to go for these bottles. So that's one of the reasons why I like it. I know that may not be the case for a lot of other people, but this is one of the reasons why I like Jailbreak in terms of the clue bottle searches. Number 9. Go West, Young Raccoon from Sly 4. Alright guys, let's go ride in the range, let's go ride in the range, yahoo! Yeah, but Go West, Young Raccoon, the clue bottles in this area, this is, I won't say it's the best one. It fights for another map in Sly 4, but I do love looking for clue bottles in Go West, Young Raccoon, because they're in pretty difficult spots. I'm not gonna lie, they're in pretty difficult spots. Plus, on top of that, as always, riding the rails is a lot of fun to do if you're Sly Cooper or Tennessee Kid. So that's another reason why I like it per se. And the safes in Sly 4 are in the outer part of the world, not like inside a building or anywhere. So that's one of the reasons why I like this area a lot. And again, even though I'm not a big fan of daytime with Sly Cooper, the Wild West for Sly does it pretty good. It does it pretty good, as I stated before in my other videos for anyone who's new to the channel. But yeah, this is one of the reasons why I like Go West, Young Raccoon. The daytime feel works. Riding the rails to collect the clue bottles can make it just as much fun as it is just searching without the rails to slide on. Number 8. Medieval England from Sly 4. The nighttime feel of medieval England, along with the way the map is designed, it's so beautiful, and it makes looking for clue bottles in here so much fun for me. Not even just the clue bottles, the treasures too, which, you know, maybe I could do a top 10 treasures list on another video, but that's a different topic. But yeah, Sly Cooper, yeah. But for the medieval England, searching for clue bottles in here, the nighttime feel with the design of medieval England, it's just so much fun to do. And I don't know if I said this before, I probably did, but you know, if you wear Sly's like Batman costume, it makes you feel like you're actually Batman, just searching through the night, being like the Dark Knight, going out to fight crime, even though the crime here is literally just stopping Penelope from destroying history in the Sly Cooper along with the Paradox. Now, as for the clue bottles in this area, they're not in very difficult spots. There's a lot of them that are like literally on the ropes that Sly walks on, and then there's some that are on the poles that you gotta ninja spiral across and, you know, jump and press the circle button for anyone who's played this game as many times as we did. But yeah, the clue bottles in here are not that difficult to look for in here. They're just a lot of fun to look for because of the environment, making you feel more like a thief. And plus, if you're looking for the safe, for anyone who hasn't played this game yet, look for a pirate ship. That's all I'm gonna say. Just look for a pirate ship. Number 7. Arpeggios Blimp from Sly 2. I know there's a huge chunk of people that hate Arpeggios Blimp, but I'm sorry guys, I just love Arpeggios Blimp, so easily the clue bottles was gonna make this list. Yeah, the clue bottles in here, they're difficult, not overly difficult, but to me, there's still a lot of fun to look for in here. Especially because if you had the Mega Jump Pack, you know, it's very easy to get the clue bottles in certain areas that you wouldn't normally reach. Like, I know I watched a couple people's gaming videos in which they sometimes use Bentley to get some of the clue bottles. And because like the clue bottles are literally put in such high places that you wouldn't normally be able to get without some type of power up or something. But aside from that, you know, Arpeggios Blimp it's a very difficult area to look for, and I know the map is infamously hated in the Sly community. Trust me, I've seen the hate. But yeah, I think it's because of the difficulty of the map that I actually find looking for the clue bottles a lot more fun and a lot more like, you know, I guess exhilarating for me personally. That's just for me personally. I know it could be different for a lot of other people, but this is just how I feel about Arpeggios Blimp when looking for clue bottles in here. And also looking for them while you're like 30,000 feet in the air makes you feel pretty badass, at least in my opinion. Number 6. The Lair of the Beast from Sly 1. One thing I'll give the chapter of Vicious Voodoo credit for is that the clue bottles in here are actually very fun to look for. And I guess it's because of the jungle feel, so like, you know, certain clue bottles, they're going to be difficult to find, especially with how the cell shading is in the area. But the certain maps and certain, you know, missions that we have to do, the clue bottles are actually really fun to look for. But the best one in my opinion is Lair of the Beast, because of the way the camera kind of forces you to move to the area and how you got to be quick, but also grab all the clue bottles at the same time while you have this giant ass snake trying to chase you down and kill you. You know, this area is a lot of fun to look for the clue bottles in, because it's literally like a race against time, and you gotta get to the end very quickly and gather all the clue bottles that you can. Otherwise, if you fail, you're gonna have to redo the whole section again to get the last 2 or 3 clue bottles that you may have left behind. Aside from that, Lair of the Beast is a really fun area for clue bottles. Not like my favorite mission per se in terms of Sly Cooper missions, but a really fun area looking for clue bottles in. Number 5. Canada 1 from Sly 2. Canada 2 is cool, but Canada 1 now is the one area that I will look for clue bottles anytime I do it. Because for starters, they have them in such unique areas that you wouldn't normally find clue bottles in. And I think everyone knows what I'm talking about, because the certain areas that you have to go through or go into just to get these clue bottles is very nerve-wracking. Like, you know, for starters, the bear cave. And then Next, you have to go up top where the eagle's hiding on top of the rooftop. Not the rooftop, the top of a like mini cliff or mountain that you have to collect a treasure and a couple clue bottles in. You know, and then, you know, there's some that are like hiding along the ice walls that you have to climb up with the, you know, the hooks that are on the wall with Sly, or maybe even use a hover pack with Bentley. But that's as far as that goes. But yeah, Canada 1, just because the clue bottles are in such unique areas, that's why I love looking for the clue bottles in here, because it's easily a lot of fun and nerve-wracking at the same time. A good balance of both. Number 4. Back Alley Heist from Sly 1. Again, I don't need to go into too much detail about Back Alley Heist, because I think a lot of people know that this is easily one of my favorite areas in the entire game in terms of the music, the mission, and the cadence of it, and how Sly Cooper fits in all that. But the clue bottles is just a cherry on top too, because literally they're in such unique areas, and the way how the camera forces you to like follow it rather than you follow yourself with the camera, it's just like it makes looking for the clue bottles much more fun for me. And how you have to jump across a certain area to grab all the clue bottles, and how, like, you know, you have to go around a fence or under a platform, or it's just there's so much like complexity that isn't overly complex about Back Alley Heist that makes looking for the clue bottles here a lot of fun. That's why I love it, and it's number 4. And I don't need to talk too much about this area because everybody knows how much I love this area and the clue bottle searches itself and the music. And okay, I'm rambling on here. Let's just move on. Number 3. A Stealthy Approach from Sly 1. Given that this is legitimately the very first area where we look for clue bottles in the entire series, of course it was always going to have a special place in my memory bank and heart. But A Stealthy Approach, even without the, you know, the special place in my heart and being the very first ever clue bottle hunt search, this, to me, it's still a fun search, and it's one that I think a lot of people need to give more credit than it deserves, because it literally laid the foundation of how the game was going to progress. And not even just this game, just the whole series in general for clue bottles, aside from Sly 3, which we'll never know why they chose not to have clue bottles. I have my own theory, but I'll leave it at that. But yeah, Stealthy Approach, to me, it's easily one of the best clue bottle searches in the entire game, because they're actually in very pretty difficult spots to look for. Because I remember playing this mission, and every time I get to the end, I was missing 2 clue bottles, and I'm like, where the heck are those 2 clue bottles at? And then when you go back to the very beginning of the map, you realize there's a pirate ship that sunk, and that there's 2 clue bottles up at the very top of the raft that you have to knock down in order to get it, and that'd be the last 2 for that entire area. I never found out about that area until literally like my 5th or 6th attempt at playing the game. So, aside from that, Stealthy Approach, to me, it's easily one of my favorite clue bottle searches in the game, and I know there's a group of people that like this. Not that much more that I know of, but I know there's a group of people that like this. But personally, it's my number 3 favorite. Number 2. Duel by the Dragon / 2 to Tango from Sly 1. Again, with the running theme of I'm technically cheating because there's 2 entries in the same spot, but let me explain. It's basically the same thing. You have Carmelita chasing you through the area, and you still have to get the clue bottles. And I couldn't decide which one I liked more or less than the other, because they're both pretty iconic in their own right, which is why I decided to place both of them here. So yeah, as I stated, you know, Carmelita catches up to you as usual. You know, they do a little monologuing, and then Carmelita chases after Sly, and, you know, Sly has to run through the area to not only get the treasure key, but also get all the clue bottles if you want the safe at the end. And to me, I couldn't tell you which one I like more than the other. They're both really fun to do. I think if I had to pick, I slightly like Duel by the Dragon just a tad bit more than 2 to Tango, but that's literally because they force us to come back here after the game's over, because if you get all the safes in the beginning of the game, and then you get to that one particular section, it won't let you open the safe until after we beat Clockwork. So That's literally the only reason why I like Duel by the Dragon a bit more, because it forces you to do more. To the Tango, still though, it's pretty fun to play, and it's iconic too. And luckily you can get the safe before the very ending of the game, unlike, you know, at the very ending of the mission, as I say, sorry. But yeah, even if I like one or more than the other, both these missions are very fun to play, and especially when you're trying to get the clue bottles. I don't know how anybody else feels out there, but I personally like these two a lot. But it's not my favorite one. There's a #1 favorite that I have on this list, and I think it's everyone's favorite whenever they gotta get the clue bottles. But before we get into that, I'll do a recap, and then we'll do the honorable mentions list. And I have a special dishonorable mentions list too that I think people are gonna like too. Rajan's Palace from Sly 2. The second chapter in Sly 2's it's a good map, not like my high favorite map, but it's still a really good map. And the fact that the clue bottles in here are actually pretty fun to look for in here, with you know, with the sunset background and the jungle feel, it really does provide for some excitement whenever playing in this world, looking for clue bottles. A Tangled Web from Sly 2. The clue bottles in here are really spread out, so it can be difficult trying to find them at times, but it's still a lot of fun to look for in them. A Rocky Start from Sly 1. Mesa City, I could say easily I could have said like all of Mesa City's areas in here. Looking for clue bottles are fun in this area, but I wanted to you know, make it fair for the other ones on the list too. But a Rocky Start is a good one. Not as good as like Back Alley Heist per se, but I still love a Rocky Start. A High Class Heist from Sly 1. Given Sir Riley's area is filled with nothing but rich artifacts and antiques, you know, searching for clue bottles in here is definitely a lot of fun to do too. And lastly, Turning Japanese from Sly 4. Looking for clue bottles in this area, it's relatively fun. Not like, you know, high fun per se, but it's still relatively fun to do. Hey guys, before I do the #1 on this list, I have to do a dishonorable mentions list. So this dishonorable mentions list is really a list that's dedicated to the maps that should have had clue bottles but didn't. So that's what I mean by dishonorable. So for this list, I have Venice, China, and Bloodbath Bay, all from Sly 3, because those maps could have easily had clue bottles in it, and it would have made those maps stand out a lot more in a lot of people's eyes, in my opinion, even though Venice is my favorite map and a lot of other people's favorite maps. But having clue bottles in those maps in particular would have made a lot of sense. With Venice, you know, and China, and then Bloodbath Bay literally being pirate based, and clue bottles would have been perfect for that. But, you know, we got what we got. But let's get to #1 now. Okay, and now at the #1 spot, which honestly should not be a shock to anybody, so let's just get into it. The #1 best area for searching for clue bottles is Paris from Sly 2. Again, I feel like I don't need an explanation for this one, guys. Paris is the best map in all of Sly 2. And you know what, let me rephrase that. The best map in the entire Sly Cooper franchise. So it was obvious that the clue bottle searches was going to be #1 on this list too. Like, did I really need to explain anything? You know, searching for them is fun to do. You know, the area is easily the most Sly Cooper-esque out of any map or environment that's been in Sly Cooper's history. Like Paris and Sly Cooper is peanut butter and jelly, for those that didn't get that sentiment that I said the first time. So, but aside from that, all I can say is that, you know, if you play Sly Cooper, Paris is the #1 go-to area if you ever play the series. If there's anything that deducts the points from this particular entry, it's the fact that the knockout dive is easily one of the weaker power-ups you can get in the entire game, but it doesn't change the fact that the clue bottle search is really fun to do here. And with that, we're done with the best clue bottle hunts in Sly Cooper, guys. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. And for the next video, it's going to be the top 10 Sly Cooper battle bosses. Oh, sorry. Sly Cooper boss battles, per se. It should be coming out sometime in late June, I would hope. You know, I saw this video got delayed, guys. You know, I'm literally just coming back from California, which was a lot of fun. You know, anybody who wants to go to California, definitely do it. It's a fun place to travel to. So, yeah. Yeah, so hope you guys like this video. The next Sly Cooper video should be coming out in late July. As for any other videos, be on the lookout for them. I got some more comic dubs coming. You know, I still expect to do the Spider-Man 2002 movie game pretty soon. So, again, just look for content, guys. It's coming. So, with that, it's your boy Sly Lancy, and I'm out. See you guys next time.